Let us install prerequisites to take care of web scraping using Python. We'll use Python libraries such as requests, BeautifulSoup, and optionally Pandas to perform web scraping and then process the data. We can leverage requests to get the content from HTML pages. It provides REST API calls. We can use functions to actually make the get call to the website, get the content from that as part of the response. Once we get the content, we can pass it to BeautifulSoup 4 and we can actually build a BeautifulSoup 4 object, and we should be able to extract data from that HTML using APIs that are built on top of HTML tags. Once the data is scraped from HTML pages, we can actually build the collections and then create Pandas data frame APIs. Once the data is in Pandas data frames APIs, we should be able to process it using Pandas high-level APIs to process the data in the data frame, or we can also use native collections and associated libraries to process the scraped data. Most of the people prefer Pandas over native libraries because it is quite straightforward to use Pandas to process the data which is in collections rather than using native libraries. The typical lifecycle will be we use requests and BeautifulSoup to get the data from the website. Then if we have to process before writing to some target, we use Pandas to process the data and then we write it to the target. You can install BeautifulSoup 4 and Pandas using these commands. It will take care of installing latest versions of BeautifulSoup 4 and Pandas respectively. You can validate the current version of BeautifulSoup 4 if you already have it as part of your environment. In my case, it is 4.9.3. If you want to install the same version so that you will not be running into any compatibility issues with respect to our code at a later point in time, you can install this version of BeautifulSoup 4 by using this command. As I have already installed earlier, it actually shows requirement already satisfied. Otherwise, it will just install BeautifulSoup 4 for you. You can also validate the current version of Pandas. If you already have the Pandas, you can see that I have 1.1.5. If you have to install the same version, you can install using this command. You just have to say library =, and you have to pass the version of the library to actually install that specific version of Pandas. For some reason, it is taking a bit of time to show the output. Let's wait, and then we will try to run this also to see whether it will install or it will just say requirement already satisfied. You can see that I have Pandas 1.1.5. If you have to install the same version, you just have to run this command to make sure that you have Pandas 1.1.5. As I have already installed, you can see that it is saying requirement already satisfied for all the third-party libraries related to Pandas. This is how you should be able to install the prerequisites. Before getting into the details about BeautifulSoup 4 to actually process the data from the websites, let's get into those details.